Hi, my name is Atif and welcome to 21st part of Real Estate App Development Series. In this part, we will show the properties published by currently logged in user. So, let's start by opening the project in Android Studio. First of all, we need to create an activity for that. Right click on Activities package, click New, click Activity, select Empty Views Activity, type the name of the activity that will be My Property List Activity. Make sure to choose language Kotlin and click Finish. Now the next step is to start this activity. For that we need to add an option in the profile fragment. Open the fragment profile.xml file. We need to add the option that will be clicked to start this activity. This will be same as logout, edit profile, change password, verify account and delete account. So we will just copy one of these options. So we are going to copy the logout option, copy this card view, right click and copy. After copying it, paste it after the logout option, and after pasting it, make sure to change the ID of this card view, that will be My Properties card view. After changing the ID of this card view, we need to change the text of this text view, and text will be My Ads. In the last, we need to change the icon from start of this text view, that will be building gray, that is available in dribble folder. Now we need to add click listener on it. For that we need to open the profile fragment, come in the on view created function. After the logout card view set on click listener, we will add click listener on My Properties card view. Binding dot My Properties card view dot set on click listener. In this click listener, we will start the activity using start activity intent. This will require two parameters. First parameter is the context, that is mContext, and the second parameter is the activity we want to start, that is My Property List Activity. So far we have created the activity and also started the activity. Now we will start designing the UI for the My Properties list. Replace the constraint layout with relative layout. In the start of this relative layout, we need to create a custom toolbar. For that, we have created a relative layout with width match parent and height 130 dp. After setting the width and height, we have set the ID for this toolbar, that is toolbar relative layout. And we have set the background as toolbar bg02, which is available in dribble folder. Now inside this relative layout, we need to create a back button, image button, width and height will be wrap content, and ID for this button will be toolbar back button. After that, we need to show an icon in this button using the property source. Icon is available in dribble folder with name back white. We need to make the background of this button transparent using the property background with value at Android color transparent. Padding of this button will be 10 dp. Okay, now we need to create a text view to show title of the toolbar. Width will be wrap content and height will also wrap content. After setting the width and height, we need to set the ID for this text view, that will be toolbar title text view. Now we need to show our text in this text view using the property text. Text will be My Ads. We need to show this text view in center horizontal of this relative layout using the property layout center horizontal with value true, and margin from top will be 15 dp. Now we need to set the color of the text in this text view using the property text color. Color will be white. Now we need to apply a style to this text view using the property style. Style is available in material 3 theme with name, label, large. Now the next step is to create a recycler view with width and height match pattern. After setting the width and height, we need to set the ID of this recycler view, that will be properties recycler view. We also need to set the layout manager using the property layout manager, that will be linear layout manager. Now we need to show the list item in layout preview using the property list item, and layout is row property. After that, we need to place this recycler view below the toolbar relative layout. And with that, our UI part is now completed. Now we will open the My Property List activity. First of all, we need to bind the layout file with this activity using the view binding. We need to define it in class level, private, let init variable, name it as binding, which will be of type activity My Property List binding. We will initialize it in the onCreate before set content view. Binding equal to activity My Property List binding dot inflate. Pass layout inflator as parameter, and in set content view instead of r.layout we will pass binding dot root. Now we will define the tag in class level, private value, name it as tag equal to my property list tag. So whenever we need to show logs in logcat, we will use that tag. Now we need to define the Firebase auth in class level, private, let init variable, name it as Firebase auth, which is of type Firebase auth. We will initialize it in the onCreate function, Firebase auth equal to Firebase auth.get instance. Now we need to add click listener on back button, that is in the toolbar. Binding dot toolbar back button dot set on click listener. Call the function finish. This will finish this activity and move to previous activity. Now we are going to create a function, private function, name it as load my properties. After creating the function, call this function after the initialization of Firebase auth. Now come again in the load my properties function and create a simple log.d to print a message loading my properties. This message will be printed in logcat. We need to get the UID of currently logged in user value. Variable name will be my UID equal to Firebase auth.uid. After that, we need to create instance of the database reference value reference equal to Firebase database dot get instance dot get reference. Pass the properties as path because all properties are available in this path. Since we need to get the properties published by currently logged in user, so we will use the order by query. Reference dot order by child UID equal to pass the UID of currently logged in user that is available in the variable my UID. Now we need to add value event listener dot add value event listener object value event listener. This will implement two methods, on data change and on cancelled. After that, come in the on data change function and create a simple log.d to print a simple message in logcat to indicate this function is called. Now we will define the array list in the class level, private, let init variable, name of the array list will be my property array list, which will be of type array list of model property. After defining the array list in class level, we will initialize it in the load my properties function. We also need to define the adapter in class level, private, let init variable, name it as adapter property, which will be of type adapter property. We have defined the array list and adapter in class level. We will initialize it in the load my property function. So come again in the load my properties function. In start of this function, we will initialize the array list. My property array list equal to array list. After initializing the array list, we will start adding data into it using the on data change function. But before starting adding data into it, we need to clear the list using my property list dot clear. After that, we will create a loop for ds in snapshot.children. Snapshot is the parameter of onDataChange function. The next step is to get the data from ds and prepare the model class value model property equal to ds.getValue. Pass the model property class as parameter. Since the key names in the Firebase is same as the variables in the model property class, so we can do that. And after that, we need to add that model property to array list using my property array list dot add model property. Make it as not null because we have already enclosed it in try block. Now we have created the catch block to print the exception in logcat using log.e and pass the exception as third parameter. After the for loop, we will initialize the adapter property equal to adapter property. First parameter is the context, that is this at MyPropertyListActivity. As a second parameter, we need to pass the array list MyPropertyArrayList. The next and last step is to set that adapter to the recycler view using binding dot properties recycler view dot adapter equal to adapter property. We will also print the UID of currently logged in user in logcat using log.d. First parameter is the tag and second parameter is the message that we want to show, including the UID of currently logged in user. Now run the app in an emulator or in real device. While the app is running, we will copy the tag and paste it in the logcat. So it will only show those logs which are printed using this tag. When the app runs successfully, move to the profile section, click the profile, click my ads option. This will show the properties which are published by currently logged in user instead of all properties. Okay, enough for now. We will continue from here in next part.